amongst the women that you've created for one purpose only. And the purpose.
Nchi yetu ya Kenya tunayoipenda, tuwe letu ndio wajibu.
Now the East African anthem. Thank you very much. If we may have our seats now. Thank you. To get started with introductions. Here.
Everyone, my name is Yvonne Wangari. I am a graduate medical student at Peace University.
Thank you, Yvonne Wangari. Welcome.
Hello everyone. My name is Trufena Mora, a third-year medical student at Peace University.
Trufena Mora, welcome.
Everyone, my name is Kajuju Karambu and I am a fifth-year medical student. Also glad to be here.
Thank you very much and karibu sana.
Afternoon, ladies and a few gentlemen in the house. My name is Millicent Ngare. I work with the State Department for Correctional Services.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Alicia Mora. I work with the local NGO School Initiative for Sustainable Community Development, and I'm currently the executive director, and we work in the WASH.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Lilian Gisesa, research librarian.
Thank you, Lilian. Karibu.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Dr. Gisori, the one in charge of teacher education. Happy to be here.
Thank you very much for creating the time. And good afternoon.
Talam 5 Hospital, so the founder of Caroline Talam Foundation, where I do humanitarian work.
Thank you very much, karibu sana. Thank you for the work you're doing.
Hello, how are you? Sandra Mageto. I am a musician, a TV host for Youth Power Show in our church. I speak the word and I also am a designer.
Thank you very much and karibu sana.
Hi again. I'm Janet Oma.
Thank you very much, Janet. Karibu.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Businesses trading as peak One is Peak Uniform, another one is Peak Status School, located at Nyabururu. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You've just reminded me something. Actually, all these could be your clients, yeah? Asante sana. Thank you, Ruth, for making the time.
I am happy. My name is Donna Onguti. I'm a physician working at Kisi Teaching and Referral Hospital. I'm also a counseling psychologist, founder of Either Wellness Center. I'm also an author. I've written a book. If you get it, I'm also a wife. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Donna.
Good afternoon. SCPA Emily Ongaga. I'm the CC on ICT and Vocational Training, County Government of Nyamira.
Asante sana waziri, creating the time. Karibu sana.
Good afternoon, beautiful ladies.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, a few gentlemen in the house.
Good afternoon.
My name is Morab Group Limited. I sell medical. Sorry to take just 1 minute. Pizza, which I know everyone loves, and we are soon coming, and you should all enjoy it.
Thank you very much. It also looks like
thank you very much.
You're looking good. Thank you. Yes.
Good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon.
I am Sheila Atieno Siko, level 4 medical student, and I'm very happy to be here and to learn from all of you.
Fellow counties, I'm happy to be here this afternoon.
I think in the house today we only have two. We have her and we have two. We have her and
founder and the chair of an organization called Boscovet Project. We deal with Boscovet Project. We deal with education
for your efforts. Together
we deal with education
for your efforts. Together with Waziri here, I know she does very for your efforts. Together with Waziri here, I know she does very good work with
Daras.
Being my wife here.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name is Rose Nyaboke, an intern. My name is Rose Nyaboke, an intern at Kisi University.
Proven West, and I
at Kisi University.
Proven West, and I worked in printing business. Worked in printing business. Worked in ministry at my church. I hold several positions. At my church, I hold several positions.
Ruben West, but I think we'll get to know him. Ruben West, but I think we'll get to know him as time goes by. Dr. Ruben West does
so many children.
West does
so many children. The first one is 30 years. The youngest is 8 months. Wife. The youngest is 8 months. Wife. So.
girls and even hosting them, and even children. Girls and even hosting them, and even children. Thank you for the work that you are doing. Very transformational.
Good afternoon.
The work that you are doing. Very transformational.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for the work that you are doing. It's through such efforts that we will progress.
But also a health professional educator. I work at and I am the deputy principal, administration, finance and planning.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're doing mentoring young people.
Good afternoon. My name's Sam.
The time. Let's clap for her. Yes, gentlemen.
Journalism. I'm so glad to be with you here. I was invited by Brenda here.
Thank you very much, sir. Welcome. Thank you for creating the time.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hospitality management.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Karibu sana.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Edna Mora, and I'm a teacher. What else? I don't know. Okay, I'm the young teacher, and she's the retired teacher, my mom. And she's Rose Gichuki, Roby, and retired in. And here we have a Gen Z who just told me if I don't introduce her, she's going to say she doesn't know why she's here. So she's Annabelle Busibori, Tam. She goes to the Sports Academy and she's visiting.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. My name is Humphrey Wangwe from NCBA Bank. I'm in charge of asset finance and business solution for Western region. I'm with my colleague here. I will let him introduce himself. Thank you.
Thank you, Humphrey.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon once again. So my name is Management and Protection. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll hear from you a bit later. Thank you for being our partners. Thank you for helping us. All right.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Amartha Kemto Ratemo. I'm a farmer and an
Martha, you forgot to say my friend as well.
I'm your friend. You shave your hair, my friend.
Thank you and welcome. We'll talk.
I am the founder of Bold and Beautiful and Rise Home Care Services.
Thank you, Jackie, another very powerful woman in our I feel comfortable. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Dresses.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Ogega, a clinic officer, anesthetist at Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital.
I'm sorry for making in late. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Mildred Momanyi, a journalist based in Kisii County. Thank you.
Mildred, I've heard the farmers in the house. Mildred has, this is a contact to be very careful to take acts that does work around mental health in the Gusii region. I'm very glad to be your moderator today. Dr. Roslyn, to introduce herself and the very, very significant that we have. We've traveled a very long way to come to share with us, share what they know, share their spirit, share their presence, and their journeys with us. And their journeys with us. We don't take that for granted. We don't take that for granted. Karibuni Kenya. Karibuni Kenya. Karibu daktari. Daktari.
Good afternoon, ladies. Can you please look at your neighbor? God loves you. Nyakona David. Roslyn Nyakona David is a women rep aspirant 2027. The gender-based violence prevention, response and case management for the county. I am in between the state actors and the non-state actors, so to make sure that the victims of many other people. So the state actors is, as I told you, we have the national government that work with the GBV survivors. So my work is until someone gets justice. So in the meantime, it's with deep gratitude and a sacred gathering of minds, voices, and hearts committed to shaping a more just. Is not just about titles or success. It's about influence that heals. The world is hungry for more than power. It is hungry for truth, for healing, and for humanity. Today we will engage in honest conversations around finance, entrepreneurship, and the silent battles that we women carry, not just to talk. Thank you for showing up. Brilliance. To our guests, thank you for believing in the point you here. I'm a medical student because my husband works in the university. Health sciences. We will talk that later. I would want what is also within you. Okay? Let this conference and our influence is needed. Now, welcome to a day of purpose, a day of power, responsibility. Let the conversation begin, but before that, I'm not going to speak on behalf of them. I will want to ask everybody here.
Good afternoon. On behalf of our U.S. team, we're so elated to be here, and we have been having the time of our Mrs. Tanya Cochran, if you want to stand and greet the people and say hello. And then we have Dr. Michelle Boone Thornton.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
And Ms. Veronica Byrd. And we are super excited to be here with you all, and I look forward to you hearing from that are here, that have come to be with you. So, thank you.
For today, my expectation for today is that someone will leave here with the courage to step fully. Let me also take this opportunity to now usher in my great friend and give her opening remarks, and then we now hand over to our visitors who also talk so that we are learning from them and they also learn something.
Seta West, seated light at the back with us, Dr. Tracy Natam, Ambassador Roslyn Lightyear, Natam, Ambassador Roslyn Lightyear, and in absentia but with full praisings, Dr. Ruben West and Ambassador by praisings, Dr. Ruben West and Ambassador by Finances, and also in time. They plan every year to travel here. They plan every year to travel here. One that I got to know that the culture of honor is a time you don't want. The culture of honor is a time you don't want to do anything. It will remind you that they want to do anything. It will remind you that the world already celebrated. Do something. In Africa, in Kenya, and in Gusii, we were taught anytime you do anything good, just get your table, put your candle. Just get your table, put your candle. Because if you talk about it, if people celebrate you, I mean it's Imbiwa. It took me a lot of years until that 2021 to know it is transformed, if not a family and and then a world. I don't want to speak and then a world. I don't want to speak so much. I want to have so much. If you look at our program, you'll realize we didn't want to have speakers from. If you look at our program, you'll realize we didn't want to have speakers from Kenya. A few of us who will just be seen. Okay? And those who are going to be, it's a mistake. I know that God is right at the center, and this is your season. Tap on Dr. Ruben West, okay? Not like that. Not like that.
Feel it has some energy in it, all right? Let me just test it, all right? Let me just test if we know how to do it. Karabanda? If we know how to do it. Karabanda? Sijabanda. Sijabanda. Señorita. Señorita. Kalabanda.
You can sit down. And all the ladies who travel to PH, because I know it could not have happened, even if Dr. Ruben West could have envisioned it. I know this has been your work. We celebrate you. We celebrate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Edna. Transforming. There is a lot that she's doing. When you find that she's doing, let's take a look at her banner here. We also have Dr. Rosaline here. You can also, this is an illustration of how you should package yourself. You were here are queens and some kings, and when it comes to personal growth and development, it gets to a point where we need to package ourselves properly. When we are not opening our mouths, and such things I've learned from the very best. These people that I keep close to my heart, so that I get to learn the most that I need to learn. I want to take this time to just mention and appreciate some of what for making it possible for us to put together this. I want to also give a very big shout out to Jackie and Beautiful by Taj. Thank you very much, Jackie, for the work that you've put into ensuring that we have this event up and running. Please don't feel limited. Clap if you want to clap. Very nice, thank you. Also, we want to thank Dr. Edna Tham. Let's clap for her. Let's also put our hands together for mayors. Headed by Dr. Rosaline. Civil servant. She's among many things, and a very, very good one. I don't know if we know. Do we know where Mayors is? Do we know Waumini Plaza? I mean, except for the guests, Waumini Plaza on the lowest floor. She and drugs, yeah. Very nice. Thank you. We have Arise Circle Africa. Let's clap for Arise. Africa is a center for leadership and organizational development. We are on a path. This is our go-to. We would have Dr. a bit later on what more they do, and we get to pick lessons on how probably we can part of our growth. Thank you very much. At this point, before I bring our first silence, in honor of all the women who have gone before us, who have put in the fight to ensure need for us to have an inclusive and equitable society. A moment of silence. Better still, actually, we can stand up as we honor them. There are a lot of very many women who have put up a very good fight. Thank you. Thank you very much. We need to keep on putting work. More young women who are on their path to become, to always have that one or two women that you feel need uplifting, and always ensure that you're putting in the work. To us, a guest who is very dear to us in this day. She is an international website. She is an international speaker, a global ambassador, an author, a trainer, and a coach. In her she has transformed 12,520 lives. Is that the best we can do? 12,000 lives? Nice. She has taken lead in 285 workshops across 48 cities. And I want to believe now we are adding Kisii town to those cities. And she has been doing transformational work for 35 years. Karabanda? Señorita. The young by helping them discover their highest and best versions of themselves. Her vision is to see fully empowered women and young girls confidently bring their families, communities, and countries and the world. Part of her services that she offers through the workshops and gatherings such as this are women empowerment coaching sessions. She also trains in workshops and conferences such as what we are having here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kings, allow me bring to us Dr. Tracy Ward. Thank you very much. Karibu sana.
Life more than realizing that it is a waste of time to evaluate my worthiness by weighing the reactions of the people in the stands. I'm Dr. Tracy Ward, but I wasn't always Dr. Tracy Ward. And as I sit in this room and listen about the things that you do and the education and the trails that you've blazed, it's all very inspiring. But I came today to challenge you to just take another step, a step further, a step deeper. You've accomplished many things in this room, but I want to talk to you about setting goals that without the help of God, they are destined to fail. That without going to Him, because I'm not talking about the kind of goal you have that you can accomplish on your own, because if you can accomplish it on your own, and so part of what I want to talk to you about is being built for this. Many of you in this room have gone through so many things. Inspire one another. Talk back to me. When I say you were, do you believe you have done some hard work? So let me just share a portion of my life. And when I talk to you about a God-sized goal, getting a God without the help of God. Some years back, I was with child. I was very young and looking for love places in all the wrong faces. But I was with child and I got to this point. I'd already had a 4-year-old. And some things went very wrong. And when I woke up, this was the conversation. I woke up and there were 7, I'll call them white coats. I refer to doctors as white coats. There were 7 of them around my bed. And the conversation went something like this. Yes, Miss Ward? Yes, you just gave birth to a baby boy. We're going to get to that. He's in the ICU, but what I want you to know is that he's never going. And so if you just sign on this dotted line, we can make this all go away. And you can go back home to your 4-year-old. And life will be just fine. Now, how many of you know I had to be petrified at that point? I was super afraid, and that's exactly what's going to happen when some of you start to embark on that dream about you getting. There are going to be people that are going to the chicken exit. And by the chicken exit, I mean they're going to offer you the excuse of, why would you ever try that? What are you can't do that. I mean, I know you've done some other things, but that's not something you can do. But at that moment, that danger, but fear is a choice. And so that's one of the things that I want you to take away from what I'm saying, that danger is something that we understand that, but fear comes when you're getting ready to set that goal. Naysayers are coming, and they're telling you things that might be, could be, but fear comes to instill that emotion that keeps you stagnant, that keeps you bound. But at that moment, what I realized was I didn't want to take that chicken exit. That I decided that if he is going to be a special needs child, then God must have made me a special needs mom. And I said, I'm going to take my baby home. And they were immediately angered. And they said, you're young. You know nothing about taking care of a special needs child. But I knew that I served a God that there was nothing impossible for. And that's the thing that I want you to remember. Yes, mine was the baby, but what is yours? What was that thing? What is that thing that you need that without God's help, it won't work? That's the goal I want you to set today. That's the challenge that I want to set forth for you. Because there's some things you to do and you know it, but you keep putting them off. You keep sidestepping. Oh, I'll do that. I don't really know that I can do that. But I challenge you today. There is nothing too hard. There is nothing too hard for him. And so as I went on my way with my child, I took him home, and it was hard. It was hard. His little arms didn't move. I had to take him to physical therapy and occupational therapy 3 times a week. And when they moved his little arms, my heart would cringe because he would cry from the pain. And how many of you hurt? When your heart on legs hurt, you that he couldn't forget what he never remembered, what he didn't know. So God kept pushing me, and he kept pushing me. And that's exactly what's going to happen with you. Even through, as you pursue that goal, allow God to keep pushing you, to keep pushing you. It doesn't matter what they say. Keep going. And so one day I was at home, and I came in from work at my feet, as he often does, and I was washing dishes. And when I tell you sometimes we have a dream, I need you to get that dream. That dream that, again, you know what I'm talking about. There are some of you that know exactly what I'm talking about. The moment I said it, you knew what it was. And all I knew at that time, that I needed my baby to walk. that I wanted one day to hear my baby talk. But I knew without the help of God. And all of a sudden, I heard this sound, and it said, Mama. And I said, now, wait a minute. Brandon is way over there. What did you say? Mama. And how many of you know that your dream will call your name? Your dream will call your name. But you have to keep going. And what you have to understand and know that no matter what happens, you were built for this. I need you to say it with strength. If you believe that there are things that God has put in your path that you are destined to do, you need to understand and claim today that you were built for this. Yes. And don't let anybody deter you from that road, because they're going to come. The naysayers are going to come. They're going to tell you what you can't in your time and spending your dollars and investing in this and investing in that, because it is a God-sized goal. And I want you to know that to never know that Cameron had a stroke. He had a stroke in my womb, which is why he couldn't walk or couldn't talk. God-sized goal. That was my God-sized goal. So I challenge you today that as we go forth and we speak, get that goal. Get that God-sized goal and chase that lion. Last thing I want you to do is work not for the applause of man, but I want you to work for the applause of nail-scarred hands. Did you hear what I said? I want you to work for the applause of nail-scarred hands. I want to thank you again. Nothing has transformed my life more than realizing that it is a waste of time to evaluate my worthiness by weighing the reactions of the people in the stands. Who are the people in the stands in your life? The naysayers that come to tell you what you can and can't do. The stands. My name is Dr. Tracy Ward. I am enough, and so are you. And never forget, you were built for this.
Thank you very much. Wasn't that powerful? So this is what I'm going to do. Just randomly pick, before we start going random, who's going to share what they have learned? A thing that has stuck with you from our presentation. Anyone? Yes, Sylvia.
Okay, I was able to collect a lot of notes, but there's this one thing that has just touched me, and I'm sure it will really, really change my life. I've been struggling with it, but I've gotten a confirmation now that embarking on your dream can be so scary, and you will tend to grow afraid of it, but I need to keep going. Yeah, many of the times I've been thinking of starting something becomes great, but the following day I am afraid and I just stop doing it because I'm starting to see how will the world look at me. Will I get this thing that I want? Will I get finances? Will I get audience? So it becomes impossible the more I become. I feel like there's no one for me in this journey, yet I'm there for myself. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. That sometimes we plan and even get very psyched up and even get the emotion and you want to start, and then you just fear and you back out. It's a very important lesson. Yes. after her.
So I took this one quote, like your dream will call you. So when she was talking about her son and how whenever they hurt, you feel more hurt. I remembered yesterday, but when my brother had gone with my son and to see his cousin, so and he's not eating, he's not playing and all that, and I know I found myself crying quite a lot. I couldn't gather enough courage to tell my mom, like, no, I'm leaving, you have to take him to the hospital. But then when I met him, he's always very active, but he was down there, and I was really hurt. And when I remember my childhood, it's kind of not a very beautiful story, but I thank God, like, he kept pushing me, and I know I've walked through so many doors and so many people platforms, but I thank God for that. So thank you very much for that inspiring message from you.
Thank you very much. It's always very important when someone shares the personal story, because then it appeals to our emotions and becomes very much relatable, because whatever she's gone through is not a unique experience. Most of the times when we share our stories, we get more people who can relate, and that is the essence of us coming together, so that we learn from each other's stories. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tracy, for the nice presentation. What I've picked this evening is actually they say that your dream will call you by your name. And for those of us who understand this country, you know the kind of life that women go through in the northern part of the country. And being from the pastoralist community, the communities that have been marginalized for long, the area that women have not been given opportunity to speak out. And if they feel that normally speak out become radical or something. And I look at being here today. It's part of the dream, calling you by your name. And I feel like it has touched me, and it will give me or motivate me to keep going. If I look at the dream, call you and women, especially from the region that I come from, for women to stand and speak even in a forum of men, it's a taboo from my community. You love to hold some grass in your hand or be given a stick so that you can speak. And by the help of other women, we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can only imagine what it takes coming from problem before people and rising from that to head of state commendation. We need to clap for her better. Thank you for sharing with us.
Good evening, ladies. Thank you for speaking to us in such a candid way. You're speaking to many hearts this evening. We may not be able to share our own personal lives, but I took two issues that came out. You started by saying that we set very deep, may not be able to accomplish those goals, however good looking they may be. And that really spoke to me, that but fear is a choice. Times we are met with danger, we are met with challenges. And they are real. But what do you do? Choose what to do with it. And she said, so you can decide to just be fearful. Somebody said when people throw stones at you, the stones are, but you can decide what to do with the stones. You can sit down and just fear the stones. But So just decide to take the stones and build a wall. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very, very powerful. That danger will always be there. We are defined by how we react, and fear is one of the things that we can choose or not choose, or choose just to be courageous. I want to remind us that we are live on Zindua Productions International. We are live. If there's anyone at home that you feel can benefit from our conversation here, you could share the link. We are still on Key Lessons Picked. Key Lessons Picked before we move to the next session.
I related with her story. I'm a physical therapist, so I journey with the parents with special children. It's so overwhelming because sometimes these parents can ask you, how far can we go with this child? Even as physiotherapists, always encourage the parents, like, there's something that happens. So that's what I related with her. Sometimes I have dreams. My dream scares me. I speak my dreams to someone because if they scare me, what will they do? So, like, when I related so well when she said, one day your dreams will call your name. You will also tell me, are you sure? But I'm sure. One day I'll stand before you. You have called my name. You have affirmed me. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you very much. And that she'd like to clarify so that we know that it's actually very, very possible.
Today, you would never know that he had a stroke. He is a genius in math. Genius in math. I have 2 beautiful granddaughters of kids. That is a God-sized goal. Thank you.
Karabanda, Señorita. One more time for Cameron. Karabanda, Señorita. Please. Yes, thank you, Director. Quite a lot. I was hoping you'd speak. Now my dream has come true that you're speaking now.
I'll talk about fear. Is ready, and I have a few people that I mentor, and the first thing they talk here is yeah. Why are you fearing? What is fear? What is being afraid of? What? Why? What is that? Undiscover. What is that unknown? And the day you know that there is nothing like fear, the day you know that there is nothing like fear, you're going to do what? To succeed. That's all.
Thank you very much. That's a very good challenge. What is this fear? At fear of unknown. Now, come on, if it's unknown, then discover what is this unknown, right? Yeah, fear of the unknown. And then now fear of the unknown has become one of the fears. Why can't we just go and discover one fear? Okay.
I really want to thank Teresa for this kind of hope. No, at times you live in a hopeless life because you don't know. The devil comes to Then you'll always believe in the devil. What he puts in your mind, remember what the mind thinks is what you become. What the mouth, the tongue professes is what you be. Then you have your positive self. There is nothing impossible. Everything is very, very possible. So long as we believe. She might have not thought about. She might have not dreamed about it. But she believed in God. They are there to strengthen us. They're there to make us better. So long as we face them.
Right? Let's do better for her.
Was the fact that, we are all ladies, isn't it? And most of us, if not all, we are mothers. And then somebody tells me that sign here, we can get over it, blah, 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 which has removed. And look at what it does. I wished I left this kid to survive. Whatever you receive it with both hands. There's a reason why you have been given that. I believe.
Like the gift for my mouth and the ability to speak. And I'm speaking amidst greatness. In the interest of time, I'd wish that all of us get a chance. But it might be very impossible for us to do that.
What I learned is not when you are of others. In fact, this has really brought a number of people down. Even coming to this function, I'm sure there are people suffering. That's from when our kids are young. We run a school and we've seen it happen. People will laugh at you. You see, now this kid, grows. Atasema, my age mates have cars. Now how are people seeing me? I don't have.
Oh. Thank you for those you have picked. I want us to move after our next panel discussion. And this first session, we're going to discuss women and economic empowerment. And allow me bring to us our speakers for them with the influence of my mother tongue, so you will forgive me. Let's have first. That right? Very nice. I was not influenced by my mother tongue on this one. You miss it. Thank you. Up next, let's have Tonija Cochran. Thank you. And thirdly, from NCBA Bank. Of course, we cannot have conversations about money without the people who work with and about all the time. NCBA representative. This powerful discussion is going to be moderated by a national leader, a leadership and governance practitioner, women in Rwanda, women in South Africa. She has been a part of leadership development engagement before actually her debut of a personal that this is as high value as it looks.
Thank you. So today we want to talk about women in money, and we're giving it a Gusii Kenya context for the guests who are here. Gusii is a deeply patriarchal community, and the women who are here believe that financial campaigning, be it our wellness, and that's why we want to talk. Probably we want to hear more before we geographical locations, different cultures. Does it affect you? So I'll just go the discussant. Madam, do you believe that money is a key tenet in women leadership development?
Thank you.
Leaning into money, what can you say to women who are...
That's a good question, because also myself thinking about going to come from and what would we do with it. As a mother, we want to take care of our...
I think I'll pass it to... We want to agree whether you believe that money is a powerful tool.
I personally believe that if women have money, they are in control of their own destiny. They don't have to rely on anybody else, and they can determine what trajectory they're the more they can lead.
How much is enough?
Maybe starting out with $1,000 and then move on up until it grows. Yeah, it doesn't really matter how much. If you want to go out there and do it, start small.
Okay. You're not getting me at the back?
No, probably not.
Okay. Manage to learn and learn and learn in terms of money.
Say that again. Spending money unnecessarily. I had to learn it and do what I need to do.
Thank you. What's your money and financial development as a person?
I would say for me, as someone who grew up in a single time, to unlearn that lesson that was taught to me as a young child.
Maybe you can tell us what you've had to learn as you grow older about money.
The first thing
to light?
Yes.
And what is it that your culture taught you that you think it's no longer work?
That you must have a big amount of money to achieve those goals.
You've replaced it with what?
I can't move it somewhere else. If you invest in one place and it doesn't.
Wow. As a woman, has your leadership journey been affected by money not enough?
I can say yes, he will provide it.
Wow. Who is your father?
Father God, the creator of all.
In the women and the financial development. Maybe you can lean it to women entrepreneurship development.
So first and foremost, my name is Sam Okello. I'm here to represent NCBA Bank. So when I talk women to men was almost 80-20. And from where I sit, given my age, it is a bit worrying. My car, and surprisingly, all the pump attendants were ladies. And I asked motivation which you have and the habits which you have created to take you there. So for ladies, it is very fortunate fact that we have very many solutions for ladies, even when it comes to credit financing. Of our cultural challenges that ladies sometimes do not have the securities which are required by. So there are even more ladies or women specific leadership is concerned. She said money is important. It is not the only thing, but I tend to have despite your other deficiencies. So money is critical. How much then is enough? I want to be
to Jean. Jean, you are speaking to a woman who has hit rock bottom in terms of her and her money. What can you tell her? How can she start?
I went to my father and said, there's no way I can support these two children with the money that's coming in the business I have. I need to decide, do I go to another place with the money that I had? And the very next day, I got the call that sent my business, sell the business and move into my position to be a teacher. Thank you.
Wow. Looked at the program and so the women are going to talk. She's down there, but she wants to be happy in terms of money. They're here listening.
Prayers work. But I also say set a goal and search for what you are good at. If it's social media, the things that you know you are good at, market yourself to get you in a position so that you can grow and do the things that you want to do.
Have money to give a woman who is down there without any records, without any business. Hi.
Thank you very much. So allow me not to go for a small fee and also look for money from people who might not have immediate use for that money to lend it out. But fundament from us, or we've not taken the initiative to uncover then. And I just want to tell you about 3 or 5 places where most of them have to be satisfied through use of money. So any then in problems. So wherever you are you able to identify the challenges which people go through? So money is everywhere and problems are part and parcel of humanity. Money is in ideas. What ideas do you generate? And the world is structured. But they have plateaued in terms of ideas. they do not have the right ideas to enable that money to grow further. At the same time, there are people with ideas but don't have money. They're just a serious game changer to the lives of many. Money is hidden in talents. All of us, where you are uniquely gifted by who brought you to this life, and that is God. The question is, what is your talent? And how well do you bring out that talent to make humanity for it? So I think those are 4 places already, so I don't need to continue. But most fundamentally, as a bank, just come to us the way you are. Holistically, we'll guide you on what we think is right, but you also must
here. What are some of the basic things that we need to do so that we can get bank financing to our ideas, to our startups?
Character. What is your character? As get to know what kind of character you have. So bank comes to you, we ask you for money, or you trust us with your money, that you are looking for. So this ability is determined from the way you roll. Sometimes in life we plan as individuals but appreciate them at the moment they happen, but there is a reason. Should you fail to hope to ensure that this money is paid, but in the event that this does, those are just about the 3 C's, but the most important thing is for you just to get very well-trained resources at the branch here in whatever area loan which you are asking for. And maybe just come to us and we'll hold a very, very hot.
Wow, I'm coming back to get the products you have for the women who are here. But let me go. Okay, we said we are learning. We'll learn how to pronounce the names as we continue to go. So the question, business startup as a way of building their financial muscle.
As far as money goes?
Yes, as far.
Market yourself.
Some of the structures to put as you start, because they say if you start long, you'll have a long journey of doing the longs. Some of the basic business to put.
Basic instructions. Like I said, you want to use to start your product or start your journey. So say $100 to start your journey. So market yourself. Take a little bit each day and set it aside until you.
What will you tell women not to do? Not to do in terms of women and money. I don't want any woman to do that.
Once again, the people that if they're not using the money that you've invested in them, this is one of those places where you would other people talents that you're investing in, because your money that you're investing and determine return on it. If you're not getting a return, then you need to go back to your thank you.
Wow. Did you get it at the back there? 5 slots of a question you'll want us to answer about money.
I think we need to start here. I've heard that there's a very burning question here.
Okay, it's okay. Go this way.
Okay.
We'll finish here. Okay. Number 2?
It's number 1? Or number 3?
Starting number 3, okay. Because number 1 is right here.
Thank you so much. It's an observation that I've been able to make this journey of finance. I've also been able to interact with women who have money. The meanest, they're never givers. They're always, it's about receiving and receiving and receiving. 100. So you go home, ukifika kwat, she doesn't even need those clothes. A lot of shoes, she doesn't need those shoes themselves. We need to go back to the villages and train the ladies. Money, but we spend a lot of money in unnecessary stuff. We go even to the bank, we take loans. You go ahead, you buy it. A lot of times ladies we have a challenge and we need to do that campaign if we want to help us.
Roslyn and the team from Queens and Kusi Women and all the partners you've had, we need to go to the grassroots.
Scale down to grassroots.
Number 2.
Thank you.
It's about money, and I had to unlearn. Somehow, I don't know, there's a verse in the Bible. Money is the beginning of evil, something like that. Something like that, yeah? Yeah, I had to unlearn that money is being, yeah? Ni kama pesa inanichoma when. So I'm looking for things to do, people to give money, to a point and I'm still paying it. But I've forgiven myself and I'm thriving. I'm not regret money, and we can grow money by ourselves. We think there must be tax. Yeah, black tax. You realize you spend your money to things that doesn't matter, things that are distraction. Sometimes you realize wazazi wetu wanapendanga wale watoto wenye usumbuanga kwa familia. So you are like, mamangu atakufa. To the question, where I am with my lessons about money, where I'm sitting, I'm sleeping, I'm walking, I'm on a vacation, and money is flowing to my system.
You, the banker. Okay, number 1.
You had a question. I didn't want to speak because I'm in the next panel, but I shared as what I thought I needed them to know or ask. There is something called boy child today still have control. Women gain access. In her case, I can guarantee you the person she allowed to control. And the bank will give me a loan and I'll give my pay slip as collateral. Then I will go back home and have the control. And the minute he has control, you will be left crying. Control. You're married. That home that you have built, who has the title deed? It's the man. He can throw you out any towards that house. Whether you put in your money or you get psychological and all other support, at the end of the day, you an example of girl child. She has also given the example where your parents, but are you anywhere? Even in conversation. If you dare to ask, you will be told, this is not a conversation. In the case of that, like that one that I've given, who has control? Parents. So, collateral and give to the bank, and the bank will give him 50 million. Girl does not have collateral. So she will have beautiful ideas, business ideas, if she does not have a payslip. So I would also like the bankers to consider women. Do not only women who have payslips and chamas. Women form chama, you're given small monies. Banks, that is where we are headed.
Thank you. I think you will start.
Thank you very much. I think this is very interesting. I think in every aspect of life, but the ultimate goal is to get to a level where you have your money working for you. And that is the passive in the best way possible to ensure that we help you achieve that dream. But before we help you achieve that dream, it is important to first and foremost or loss. Then what is your investment objective? Is it something which has to be realized in the immediate term, in the medium fund or fixed income fund, where as long as we have your money, we are trading with it and we pay you in? We have an app called NCBA Now. From there you can register, liquidate money as and when need arises. Assuming you are investing in the medium term, we can then invest in equities where we now buy shares from different market. However, here you will have to need some time. Market it in its own unique nature, assuming we have two axes, the y-axis which is the price and the x-axis which is time down. So when you give it time, then market will always correct itself until you get to
panel discussion.
My parting shot, NCBA, we are the bank that says go for it. We are very focused in today, can long live after you. Funny statistics, when you go to Western world, there are businesses that are over 300 years, third or fourth generation. If you ask why, then you will be pointed to the fact that it is the
so that we can live our life because she's correct, especially in the states that I've seen a lot. And live our life because she's correct, especially in the states that I've seen a lot, is that men who have control of the money, they
start from somewhere. Okay, start from somewhere. Okay, make sure you talk to him and write down that. Put structures, money in the bank, money to take money education to the grassroots. I think if you are looking at money to take money education to the grassroots, I think if you are looking at communities have to have money, I think Donna said that. Communities have to have money, I think Donna said that. Nature conspires to bring us that which we want. I loved so much what I liked it in the name of my husband. That home, the land belongs to my husband. Then when I'm 40 or 50, my belongs to my husband. Then when I'm 40 or 50, my husband marries another wife. Including the M-Pesa. But you don't have. Including the M-Pesa. But you don't have. He'll go and get 5,000 to have. He'll go and get 5,000 today, tomorrow 5,000. You realize that you don't have any today, tomorrow 5,000. You realize that you don't have any saving because you gave your control and your power. Any saving because you gave your control and your power to another or more. To another or more. And this is a message for the young women who are growing up. Probably has the whole. And we said that this normally eats at women, and we continue crying here. Where we made the mistake. Another thing I can tell you now from a banking perspective, I'm a former banker with your income sources. If you're working in a bank, please have another side hustle. If you're working in a bank, please have another side hustle. And that's where the talent and what you like dress, it's good, let me do it, you know. Donna will teach us what that is. We are dealing with wounds. We're told, save 10, invest, start with God, save 10, invest and such. It's very important, and I think that's where a bank will come. Don't save it in the mattress. Mobile banking system that you can be able to actually save. Banking system that you can be able to actually save. And invest, and that's where Dr. Meg Posters in the house. Dr. Meg Posters in the house. Give and give and give and give. Be the one who is closed up, yani brika yako and give. Be the one who is closed up, yani brika yako umeifunga. Ignore that. Ignore that. How we make the world a beautiful place. And I think the guests who came all the way from the US, all they're doing is just service. For me, making a call to you is let us be the one to change the story. Let your young girl who is in primary and secondary, have a right. Teach her how to love herself. Start changing the narrative, and it can only start with me. Jailers, back to you.
Powerful or not? We've been seated a while, yeah? O. Whatever way you'd like to. Let's go to L. Let's go to L. Whatever way you'd like to. Let's go to L. Let's go to L. Let's have a T. Then T. Let's have a T. T, good, nice. I like that. Very nice. Y, very nice. Y, 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 good. No, I haven't seen your Y. Good. No, I haven't seen your Y. Good now. Just make a little in our program in the interest of time. At this time, I want us to move to the guest speakers segment, and our first speaker guest speaker segment is going to be Michelle Bone. Michelle Bone University. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Michelle Bone. Dobel, karibu sana.
Okay. My university. So I get to learn a lot of different cultures, a lot of women. It's the women. And I have the opportunity to go to a retreat. I go to that retreat before I come here. So that's why I'm full when I get here, right? Because I'm depleted when I show up. So let me tell you why that's really important. Because there are women like me and like you. Everything that you can do, education, and we have titles, right? Doesn't mean you don't have feelings, right? Doesn't mean you don't have struggles. Doesn't that the people you are pouring into are dealing with. And so when I speak to my students, and especially those who want to be entrepreneurs, CEO, founders, people with movements behind them, I tell them two things. The weight is important. Say that for me. The weight is important. Now, there are two types of weight, right? The first weight, you are buried. You are buried in decisions and problems and frustration. And just the things we deal with as women, we carry so much weight. When we're there, you have not identified your assignment. Everybody that comes into your life, and if you try to carry that person, you will be. That's weight. One of the things that is really important for us to do, has different talents, different goals, different purposes. We've been created but we have a way of tracing dreams that are not. Get on that path, we are buried. I'm not going to ask how many people are buried in here because I would have to raise my hand. When I show up at that retreat, ladies and gentlemen, I'm buried. Educators I have in here. So you know what I'm talking about. You know the students that come to you and say, hey, what should I do? Did I have to be cognizant when you're starting, when you're walking in your purpose? You got to make sure it's yours. My niece lifts weights. And I mean, she lifts a lot of weight, 330 pounds. She has all kinds of awards, right? Almost twice her weight. The meets, and it was this long bar, and on each end there were weights. I mean, there were lots of weights, big old weights. She grips that bar and she stands up. Now she has to hold that still for so many seconds before it will count as a good lift. How long do you all think she can hold that weight? A minute?
Maybe less.
Maybe less? Some seconds? If she doesn't put that weight down, she's going to hurt herself really, really bad. So once she holds it, she drops it. But we hold our weight for days. Keep putting more weight on. We don't let any weight on. The next thing you know, you are buried. But let me tell you, there's a other weight. It's the waiting room. When you are in that room, you are not buried. You are planted. You are planted there by the Almighty God. You are planted. There are a couple of things you need to know about. You know, sometimes we get so focused on the devil, we forget about the journey. It's a process. And we get out. Now, it's important when you're standing out. Because when you stand, we live in a microwave world where you could just take the box and put it in there and then it's food. Has for us. We have to wait while we're in the waiting room. So what I want you to take away, if you don't take away anything else, do we all want? We want to be in the waiting room. Person, because we all have different gifts, right? We don't want to be in the waiting. But if we don't pay attention to what's going on in our lives, we will end up buried. I want you to stay planted so that you can grow for each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. 5 factorial? Yes? No? Yes, yes? Let's go starting from 5. Let's Let me assume we were rehearsing. Thank you very much. Asante sana, very key lessons. I don't want to echo what she said in the interest of time because we have very many other speakers and put
song, and she started off, if you're happy and you have said, clap your hands. And I'm glad I didn't holler it out, but it's just very hands. And I'm glad I didn't holler it out, but it's just very interesting how we can have one of the things that I was thinking about went one by one by one by one, went one by 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 one. That is the only recognition that some people give. Some people will never be up front. They'll never hold the microphone, but yet they're the hands behind the hands. Can anybody relate to that? If you've been the hands behind the hands at any time in your life, raise your hand. I don't know if you've ever heard, I've pulled myself up by my bootstraps. Well, more than likely, you didn't make the leather. You didn't put the boost together. Someone else was there to help you along. I was watching Mufasa the other day. Anybody saw the little cartoon Mufasa? That's what I would like for us to do. I work in early childhood. Oftentimes we deal with just weighing us down. We never have a chance to get back to our child. We never have a chance to look at simple things and realize that we can still learn a lesson. It doesn't always have to rain. It was in his future. It was in his bloodline. It was already said this is who was going to take and he just wanted to have a brother. He just wanted to have a friend. He just wanted to be a part of. He wanted a family. And he never this. All I'm going to be is that, because in his mind, that's all visioned, that I'm just going to be this on this level. You know, I'm good at this. See, some of us, we're not doing anything wrong. We're working. We're taking care of our families. But guess what? If you don't move, you can still be ran over. Right? I encourage you all to not go after someone else's dream, but get the vision for yourself. So you know, never knew that he was the one destined to be. Nobody ever really told him, because they always had that bloodline there. Some people are given things. Positions in the businesses and all that, and I thought to myself, there was a time when all I could say was my name, because I didn't have anything else to back it up. But guess what I did? I stood fast. I am who I am. But I went through the process. I just want to be discouraged if it's not your time. Guess what? Think about a butterfly. You ever seen them in the cocoon? That process is ugly. It's not I want to look at. And get there and be steady about what you do is be the hands behind the hands. I should do this because my mama did it and all that. You have to go through the process and serve. And I guarantee you, if you keep out on your destiny, somebody's going to be lost. Because me, I'm the nicest person ever. And I would spend my time trying to make people believe that I am a good person. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay. Because things that I do, and do it for myself and God. As long as I'm following his footsteps, I'm going to be all right. Guess what? If I had to try to do this 10 years ago, I wasn't ready. I hadn't went through enough of the process. I encourage you, please, serving. They never stop serving. I'm going to do something with you very quickly. And if I tap you on your left side, you can open your eyes. If I tap you on your right side, you can do whatever you want to do. You do whatever you want, okay? If I tap, look around. Open your eyes and look around. And if I tap you on your right side, we're all going to have our eyes closed. If I tap you on the left, you're able to look around. If I tap you on the right, you... Okay, everybody open their eyes. Tapped you on the left. Who else did I tap on the left side? Clear in the back. And what did you do? Speak loudly. What did you do when I tapped you on the left side? You opened your eyes. What did you do? What did you do when I tapped you on your left side?
I was in I just kept saying, wow.
And looked at you.
Yeah. Because that's the limitation I gave. A lot of times in life, we're just tapped on that left side. We have a lot of limitations. We can't see our have a good job that makes enough money to do whatever. So we're kind of stuck, right? Who did I tap on the right side? You?
Like, wow, did she touch me?
So for those of you who did not get, made you feel left out? For those of you who did not get touched, how did that make you feel? Forgotten? Waiting. You kept waiting. Right. You kept waiting. Because it doesn't matter whether you're in the front or the back to push you to do what you need to do. Then there are going to be people that are going to be left out. Did you notice the majority of the room? Why didn't you get up and give everybody else the opportunity to be free? Why didn't you get up and you have that ability. Once you have that ability and that skill, you have the power to help others. You are, raise your hands, everybody. You the hands. If you're not pushing someone else forward, somebody else might not be pushing you. Please don't forget that it's your responsibility to free somebody else. It's your responsibility to give them what you have to move them to the next level. Am I getting it to you? Please never forget that. Don't envy what somebody else has. Stand in your own truth, stand in your own power, and remember, you are the hands behind the hands. Thank you.
Am I the only one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. I wish we had an hour each. To us on, you have the power.
So before we get started, I want to video us telling Jim happy birthday. Ready? Hang on. Inspiring reverence by God. And wonderful, meaning unique and beautiful. Do you believe that you're going to go on and do great things? There was a time in my life that I'd never believed that I would be doing what I'm doing today, even that I was good enough. I didn't believe in myself. I was wealthy enough. But then something bad happened to me. I ended up in prison. So now you take those already poor feelings. How do you think it makes you feel? So when self-worth is in the toilet. And then I had to remember this verse that said, you in the womb before you were even there. Keyword being loved. Even thought of. So that he can love me now. And if he can do anything that I need to do, that I want to do. So I had to find my voice. And I'm going to talk about a few people that found their voice. Noah found his voice. That ark that he placed there, he was giving mankind another chance. He found his voice. Found his voice through Aaron. He was afraid to speak, but God provided. Malachi found his voice through Esther. He didn't barely go out and speak it, but he told Esther what she needed to do because he knew what was coming. And he was afraid for his people. If he wouldn't have spoke up to Esther, what might have happened? What are you going to do to save your people? What are you going to do to save yourself? Not only did he give you that power, he gave you the blood of Christ. Which it can be out in front. But if you don't decide to step up and take charge, if you don't decide to, it's going to change. If you want change, you have to take the steps to make the change. You have to be the. Ruth had dedication to her mother-in-law. Not only did she have dedication to her mother-in-law, she followed, believed in the God of her mother-in-law. She was a foreigner, but she had great leadership. She had what she was called to do, she was blessed. There's a whole book in the Bible about her. Same way with Esther. See, I want to tell you to live your legacy right now. Say, I'm going to live my legacy. It's too late when you're gone. Enjoy it right here. A difference every day with your voice and then with your actions. Because if it doesn't matter, you have to do what you say. Your feet have to. You have to step up. And sometimes your actions are your voice. So I want you all to know you're beautifully, fearfully, wonderfully made. I want to hear you say, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. And I'm finding the power. I have the power. I have the power. Keeping it short.
Factorio, yes or yes? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hold it. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Thank you. She came all the way, accompanied by one of our daughters here today and her mom. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady is going to speak to us sisterhood. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, Dr. Edna. Once again for Mura.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to do it differently because I come from STEM. I'm lucky to be doing all my Murahood in one. I'm having her today because she's my support. One day I came home and she had written, show up for each other. Today she's showing up for me. She wrote, please, please. It was written, please, please, please. At that point, I decided I will tag her along. So as they said, my topic is come. I'll start with my mom. She was a teacher for 13 house helps when we were growing up. And she always got our house helps from Kisii, with us to school, because we all went to the school where she taught. Number 2, to Auntie Helena. She was a tailor, so they did dressmaking in the afternoon when we were in school. Call it nicely, humble backgrounds. And that meant they were paid 500 shillings back. And girls that went for tailor dressmaking, they left with a machine that was called, but she became an auntie's sister. She's the only one who understood how much we hated those pullovers. So we at all, because she's a sports lady. She's a great volleyball player. is for the police in our town. In Ilchamus, she knows, and she doesn't see the need, but she will understand one. Mama lifted many girls without knowing, but she also lifted us because we are able to lift other ladies and other people in the community. So, Mama, I know you don't. Yeah. And I love you. What I mean by, just a moment. One, what I wrote down today at 5 a.m., I was lucky to sleep with my mother today because my father allowed it today. What I want to talk about, she was like, do you have to? You came to me. But I told her I really had. It was the lie we were told. We've been told that success is solo. It is a solo act. Light shines, it doesn't dim my light. It ignites it. Amplify each other. We don't just make noise, we make movements. Bringing our sisters with us, rebuilding the table, and changing not the price of admission. A table where is not optional, but given. That, my sisters, is open skies. So, didn't believe in yourself, who spoke your name in rooms you hadn't entered, who to have Rose Nyakona, she always mentions me, and I always get it off. When I was giving up most of the time, she will say, just fall down. When she's giving up, when they have missed all the games, she comes crying and says, I'm never going back to play. I say, cry. And we always remember. And I've been unlucky to be a male teacher last year. And every time I was sent somewhere at the day, I did say something. And from that time, I've never had to keep quiet. Elders of those who came before us. And becoming shoulders for us. This is our moment. We are not just leaders. We are amplifiers, bridge builders. So next time you see a woman rising, celebrate her. Open the door, hold it open. And when you get to the table, and before I finish, it will be very for me not to mention, that was her, that was her, that was Mama Rose. We call her Mama Rose. And they're sharp. They're not waiting, they're building. But sharp. They're not waiting, they're building. But they will still need guidance. They will still need guidance. They need our wisdom. They need our wisdom. Experience without ego, our support without strength. But they will complicated. But when they feel listened, they move without
excuses. Do we know the SWAT team? Have we watched?
That I have is that each and every one of you are created for a purpose. And that purpose is an excuse that you've given following what you want to do in life. It is that you want to do. So to start, everyone, please take your mirror and put it in front of you. Start each day by looking in that mirror for a purpose. If you don't know your purpose, then you need to discover and talk about it. Because until you do, of gems of hope. And I believe that each and every one of you have within you some gems. And there are some things that for you. Stay away from them. Don't believe. And that's where the W starts. You got to work. And it takes hard work. Take out those gems that are within me. It only becomes a diamond if it did. And you are helping to polish up those are there today Why? In the audience, there are several teachers. And also, in that transformation is the breakthrough. In that transformation is the breakthrough. But when you that was a teacher, that was a teacher that wanted to be a teacher, I wanted to be a teacher, that wanted to be a teacher, I wanted to be a teacher as I wanted to be a teacher in first grade. But when I dropped out of school, first grade. But when I dropped out of school, that was Again, that self, you've got to know who you are. You've got to know who you are. You've got to know what your there's a list of them. I had to know what your there's a list of them. I had a whole list of them. In that transformation, uneducated, not pretty enough. Not those excuses. What are some of the excuses that you have that are keeping you from your dream? I will tell you, following my dream. And if you've started, then you do some work, and it's going to take some time and some process. You need the certificate to tell me. So I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter how old or...
His first was 43 years. Just to last but not least, on the speakers segment, before we get one more panel.
You got it.
All the wonderful ladies in here. How often do you take care of yourself? Self-care. I'm not talking about the things that we may think about, like coming home from work, phone. If we don't recharge our cell phones, what happens? Because if our cup is empty, can we pour it to anybody else? No. As a female Marine, we were taught, because it's mostly male dominated, to be quiet, or to my friends. So it's very important that we take care of ourselves, how we see ourselves, and because of how we see ourselves, it allows other people to see us, regardless of whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. The more you write down what's on your negative social media will drive you crazy. So I was good enough. So I would compare myself to others. So say positive things. I'm worthy. I'm deserving. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. That was one thing that I found very hard to do. Let's talk about our bodies. If our sluggish, we're not able to focus, and we're not able to do the things that we need to do. Women, I know that's what we believe, and that's what we were taught doing that today. It's okay. And you have to believe that, and if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. If your cup is empty, you can't pour into others.
I've ever tried, almost crashed. You just can't. Rested. Please take care of yourself. It's very, very, very important. That's why we have off days for the products they have. Before we have our last discussant in our final panel, but before that, and I don't know if it's my friend who's coming.
Quite a pleasure. We just see them on movies. Now we have one of ours, NCBA Bank. So NCBA Bank is we are number 3 from Migori. Hoping if you can wave. I'm sure we have only 30 minutes for now. We have a very simple tagline. And our tagline is it. So if you're built for this, you need to answer your question. You posed a very good and nice question. We also have what we call SASA loan, which is an unsecured loan of up to 70,000 shillings. It is 1 million shillings repayable in 1 year. Your mother's maiden name, we don't ask for your father's ancestral land. Credit Reference Bureau has to be good. And I must say this, 25 of them who qualified for monthly, your daily deposit. Just want to see how